In the mountains of Colombia, where clouds kiss the rooftops and flowers bloom like fireworks, there stands a house. Not just any house, but a living, breathing heart of a family. It is the casita. Its tiles wiggle with mischief. Its windows blink like curious eyes. Its doors swing open like arms ready to embrace you. And in its walls lives the Madrigal family, each blessed with a gift. One can heal with her cooking, filling bellies and hearts in a single bite. One can bloom flowers from her fingertips, turning courtyards into gardens. One can lift the heaviest burden, carrying the weight of the world without complaint. One can hear the whispers of the smallest sound, secrets traveling through the air to her patient ears. And one can control the weather with the shift of her mood, thunderclouds and sunshine spilling from the same soul. Each gift is a miracle. Each gift is a promise. And each gift is a responsibility. But in this chorus of magic, there is one voice without a power to sing. Her name is Mirabel. And though she smiles, though she claps for her cousins and cheers for her sisters, she wonders where she fits in a family built on the foundation of extraordinary. Because the magic is fading. The cracks creep through the walls of casita at night. And no one wants to talk about it. Not the abuela who guards the miracle like a flame. Not the siblings busy keeping their perfect facades. Not even the ones who know something is wrong, but don't have the words to say it. Mirabel sees it. She sees the tile that trembles, the candle that flickers like a frightened heartbeat, and she will not stand by. So she asks questions. She chases rumors through the halls. She dares to say the name no one says. Bruno. The uncle who vanished, whose visions were said to bring only doom. Through hidden passages and walls that breathe, Mirabel finds him. Not a villain, but a man hiding in the shadows of his own family, listening to their dinners through cracks in the stone, fixing the walls in secret. His gift is sight. But sight without understanding can feel like a curse. And his vision shows Mirabel at the center of the breaking. Not the cause, not the cure, but the one who can hold the pieces. The journey is not through mountains or oceans, but through the tangled vines of family history, through unspoken fears and unhealed wounds, through the pressure on those who bear too much weight, the loneliness of those who hide their feelings behind smiles, the silence that grows when love is conditional. One by one, the family's secrets spill like seeds in fertile ground, and with each truth spoken, the cracks widen, until the house shatters. Tiles tumble like fallen leaves, walls bow and crumble. The miracle candle burns down to its final spark, and dies. The casita is gone. The gifts are gone. And in the silence, the family stands together, shaken, grieving, but whole in a way they hadn't been before. It is then that Abuela tells her story, of a young woman in love, of a night lit by loss and courage, of a miracle born from heartbreak. And Mirabel listens, really listens, and understands. The gift was never the powers. The gift was the family. So they rebuild, brick by brick, tile by tile, laughter and forgiveness laid into the walls. The casita rises again, alive, vibrant, ready to dance beneath their feet. And when the last piece is in place, the magic returns. Powers flow back like sunlight over mountains. But something is different. The weight is lighter. The smiles are truer. And in the center of it all, Mirabel stands, giftless but full of the truest gift of all. She is the one who holds them together. Because a miracle is not in the magic you wield, but in the love you share. And in this house of many gifts, the greatest one is being seen and being loved exactly as you are. In the heart of Santa Cecilia, where marigolds flare in the sun's embrace, lived a boy named Miguel, eyes bright as guitar strings struck in the dark, dreams louder than the village bells. But in his house, music was not a blessing. It was a ghost, banished by a family wound that had never healed. A story told in tight lips and quick hands, of a great-great-grandfather who chose a song over his wife and child, and never returned. So the Riveras made shoes instead of songs. They stitched leather, not melodies, and they spoke of tradition as if it were a fence, keeping the past out. But Miguel, he heard music in the rain on the rooftop, in the shuffle of sandals on dusty streets, in the way the wind whispered through Papel Picadoo. He built a secret altar to his idol, Ernesto de la Cruz, the greatest musician Mexico had ever known, a man who sang that seizing your moment was worth any risk. Then came Dia de los Muertos. The ofrendas bloomed with marigolds. Candles flickered beside the faces of the gone but not forgotten. But Miguel's heart beat to a different rhythm that day. The plaza was alive with music, and a contest promised glory to whoever dared to play. There was only one problem: no guitar. So Miguel went where the marigolds dared not, into Ernesto's mausoleum, where the golden guitar of his hero hung, gleaming like it still hummed with old applause. He reached for it, strummed once, and the world shifted. The living faded, the dead appeared, skeletons in bright hats and big smiles, crossing a glowing marigold bridge between this world and the next. Miguel was no longer in Santa Cecilia. He was in the land of the dead. It was a place of impossible colors, buildings stacked like music notes, skies lit with drifting spirits, and streets that pulsed with mariachi tunes. But magic had rules. If Miguel didn't return before sunrise, he would stay here forever, bones and all. His only hope was a family blessing. But Mama Imelda, the great-great-grandmother he'd never met, had a voice like iron and eyes like flint. Her condition? No music. Miguel ran before the last word cooled in the air. He met Héctor, a trickster with a limp in his step, a smile too quick to be trusted, and a voice that carried more truth than Miguel knew. Héctor promised to help him find Ernesto de la Cruz, if Miguel would take his photo to the land of the living, so Héctor wouldn't fade into the final death, the one that comes when no one remembers your name. Together they leapt from rooftops of bones, dodged alebrijes with wings like stained glass, and snuck into the grandest fiesta in all the afterlife. Music swelled, laughter rang, and at last, Miguel stood before Ernesto de la Cruz himself. Golden light, crowds cheering. The man Miguel had worshipped all his life smiled down, welcoming him as if he'd always known they were family. Miguel's heart soared. But truth walks in quiet shoes, and it came when Héctor's voice cracked with an old melody. Miguel saw it then. The way Ernesto's smile tightened, the way his hand curled around the past like a fist. Héctor had been the true musician, the one who wrote the songs Ernesto had claimed as his own, the one who sang Remember Me not for applause, but as a lullaby for a daughter he could no longer hold. And Ernesto had poisoned him for it. The hero was the villain. The outlaw was the father. Ernesto tried to silence them, locking them away, pushing Miguel from the heights. But marigolds catch the truth in their petals. and the great Alebrije Pepita came roaring to the rescue. Miguel raced against the sunrise. Hector's photo clutched tight, his voice breaking as he sang the song. That was never meant for a crowd, only for Coco, Hector's little girl, now old and fading in the land of the living. Remember me, he sang, and her eyes, cloudy as forgotten glass, cleared. Her lips formed her father's name. She remembered, and the photo was safe. When the sun rose, the bridge shimmered gold again. Hector stood beside Imelda, hand in hand, smiling with a peace he hadn't known in decades. Back in Santa Cecilia, the Riveras no longer feared music. It played in the shop, in the streets, in the heart of every ofrenda. And Miguel, he didn't just seize his moment. He shared it, carrying his family's story in every chord. Because love, like music, never dies.